Greetings traders and welcome back. Today we are going to explain exactly what the end of day drawdown rule is, as well as how it differs from a regular trailing drawdown. And you might find that the end of day drawdown is a little bit more up to your speed than the trailing drawdown as we proceed. But without further ado, let's switch on over to the site and begin our journey. If we go to the Gauntlet Mini homepage and we scroll down to the account options section, we'll see that on the left-hand column, there's something that says EOD drawdown. That is the end of day drawdown. This is where you'll find the various EOD drawdowns that are permitted for each account option. With the $25,000 account, for example, it is $1,500. But if we go to the $150,000 account over here, we'll notice that it is $4,500. What this number is to us as a trader and why we need to understand it, this is the most amount of money that our account can fall backwards from the highest point it's closed at on any given trading day. Hence the name end of day drawdown. If it's still confusing to imagine in your head, don't worry, we're going to go over to an easy to understand animational video here in just a moment. But if you forget anything in this video and you want to see what the end of day drawdown limits are, this is an easy way to do it. But remember folks, the end of day drawdown pegs itself at the starting account balance. That means that the $1,500 amount that we see here, that naturally is going to be $1,500 less than $25,000 in a starting scenario. But as that account grows to say $26,500, the end of day drawdown is going to get stuck right there at that $25,000 mark. But also, if you don't remember things from videos like I do and you need to check things out on paper, just scroll to the bottom of the screen where you'll notice that we have something that says what is the end of day drawdown, and you can click here to learn more. And if you click here, you will in fact learn more with examples provided to you. But let's move over to the example that I was talking about, that animational video, to make it click a little bit more as far as how it differs from the trailing drawdown of old. Let's first start off with a refresher on the trailing drawdown concept. With the trailing drawdown, we'll imagine that we have a $100,000 starting account. This means that we have a $3,500 trailing drawdown. That means that the minimum account balance would be $96,500. If our account balance were to rise to $102,500, representing a $2,500 increase, then our minimum account balance would also rise $2,500 to $99,000. However, the minimum account balance will not decrease if our account balance then drops from this point. Even if we were to close our trades at $102,000, despite the fact that we had already been at $102,500, our minimum account balance will still reflect the climb to $102,500. On day 2, let's say our minimum account balance is still sitting at $99,000 because we haven't traded again since day 1. If our account drops to $101,000 total, our minimum account balance doesn't change because our account balance still has yet to climb above $102,500. On day 3, if our account balance were to rise to $103,000, setting a new high, our minimum account balance is also going to rise by $500 because it is $500 higher than the highest point our account had achieved before. So now our minimum account balance would be at $99,500. On day 4, we'll say that we hit $105,000. This is great news because our account is going up, and it's also great news because the minimum account balance is going to stop rising at $100,000 because it will never rise above our starting account balance. From day 5 onward, the idea would be to keep building our account to avoid breaking the rule, and we'll be on track to passing our Gauntlet Mini. Now let's focus on the end of day drawdown. Let's use the same concept of having a $100,000 starting account with a $3,500 drawdown. In this case, it's going to be an end-of-day drawdown. That means that our minimum account balance will start at $96,500. If we end the day with $102,000, even if we've been higher than that, our minimum account balance is only going to rise to $98,500 because it's based on that end-of-day close. So on day 2, our minimum account balance will start at $98,500. If our account balance ends up below $102,000 at the end of the trading day, the minimum balance is not going to rise, but it's also not going to decrease. On day 3, if our account balance closes at $103,000, now our minimum account balance will rise by the $1,000 increase that we just experienced. That means our minimum account balance will begin at $99,500 the next day. On day 4, if our account balance closes above $103,500, then our minimum account balance will not rise above $100,000 the next day due to the fact that it will never rise higher than the initial starting account balance. On day 5, now that we're in the free and clear and our end-of-day drawdown is capped at the starting account balance, it's up to us to continue pushing our account forward and higher as we continue to build our trading account.